I'll admit, there does need to be some strength to hold an axe like that. That's not nothing. But the way he's acting while doing it, with all the dramatic staring and trying to look intimidating, combined with everything we know about his backstory of made-up stories and delusions, it's just pathetic. And just in case you thought that was a one-time thing, here he is doing the exact same performance again in another clip. Same pose, same dramatic arm movements, same tough guy stare. This isn't training or demonstrating strength. This is performing for the camera, trying to convince people he's some dangerous warrior when we all know he's Princess Azule, who wobbles around when actual confrontation happens.
So I got myself a brand new axe. Metal. I want to show you what I could do with it. Do not try this at home. I don't want you to get injured. This is extremely dangerous. Let's get it. Takes real power and real strength for this shit. So, do not try this at home.
Stop it. Get some help.
It's been almost 4 years I have not seen my son. The courts of Ohio took jurisdiction over my son. I received a letter that her new husband has adopted my son.
Oh my God.
And I will not see him until he's 18. On top of that, I gave him a middle name, which is a Jewish name, Liel, and she allowed him to name my son the middle name, which is his first name. His name is Thomas. He took out Liel, named him Thomas.
They can do that without your consent?
Without my consent, and the last name straight. They were just going to change the Azulai.
You can see Ali looks genuinely impacted hearing this. I don't know US family law specifics or if this is even legally possible as described. But if true, that's genuinely sad for the kid who can't see his biological father. Even if Azule wouldn't be a good father figure, losing that relationship causes serious damage. However, I find it hard to believe there's no way to fight this. Or he simply doesn't care enough. Courts usually grant some access to biological parents unless there's serious danger. The fact he has zero rights suggests either he's exaggerating, courts found something serious, or he didn't fight hard enough. Given his lies, delusions, and unstable behavior, it's not surprising a court might decide he shouldn't be around a child. I wish he would be a good guy and could see his kid regularly. It honestly hurts me to hear something like that. A kid needs both parents to function and be there for them. When parents fight constantly with drama, it only affects the child. The kid suffers most in situations like this.
The good girls don't want me. But good girls look at my Instagram and my profile and look at me and say, okay, this guy's going to break my heart.
It's the same.
Number one. Number two,
two,
I like hot girls, which in
glamours.
Exact glamours.
Machines.
I like machines.
Fucking bazookas.
So the problem is these machines are getting flown out by big machines, big money machines all over the world. And these girls have this ego.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you're hot. Okay, you got it like that. So you're looking at me like, okay, what can I get out of this guy? That's not true love. I want old school love out of a hot new school girl, which is never going to happen.
That's hard fun.
So the only way we're going to settle down, I'm sorry, it's going to be with a 6, 7 out of 10.
But, you know, the other thing is, guys...
That's going to be a good girl.
Yeah, the other thing is that...
This is how you're going to let her go in 3 simple steps. First, kill the version of you that needed her. Delete her socials, block her name, erase her shadow from your life. Next, understand this truth. Women don't feel breakups like men do. You're going to feel like you're in solitary confinement, but she's in a group hug with a dozen of her male best friends. And then last, pain is the tax that every man pays for transformation. You don't get one without the other. And this heartbreak is the biggest upgrade that your game character will ever get. One day you're going to wake up and realize you never lost her. You leveled up. And the satisfaction in life is knowing that she'll never meet the man that you became because of her.
From the core, he ain't lying. There is truth in what he's saying. But his delivery is just way out of touch and overly aggressive. He must have gone through a serious breakup recently because I don't know why else he'd be doing all of this. At the beginning of a breakup, that last point he made can definitely be fuel for motivation, using the pain to change yourself into something better. That's valid. But keeping this hate and satisfaction of she'll never get this version of me because of her just shows you're not over it yet. If you really worked through the breakup and did the necessary healing, you generally don't wish revenge on your ex anymore. You just move on and become better for yourself, not to spite them. Maybe if you were in an abusive relationship that's different, some situations warrant that anger. But if it was just a regular breakup, holding on to that bitterness means you're still stuck. Real growth is when you improve yourself because you want to, not because you're trying to make someone regret leaving you. When you're truly over it, their opinion of you doesn't matter anymore.
You're fucking out of shape. You don't have any fucking special career worth mentioning. You are halfway through your life. You don't have nothing that would make yourself impressed or anybody else impressed by you. And you're not doing anything to fucking change that. And then you want your woman to respect you. And then you want your kids to respect you. And then you want your people around you to respect you. Respect you for fucking what? Because you have great fucking hair? Brother, the only thing people respect is when you show them what is possible to do as a human fucking being. So trust me, if you want respect, you need to first get yourself to respect you.
No one gives a fuck about a man if he's weak, poor, and broke. Think about it this way, bro. Banks treat you nicely when you're rich. Companies and employers value you more. They treat you better when you're skilled because, you bring something to the table. And then when you go to the dating side, girls treat you better, women treat you differently because you're jacked, you're handsome, and you've got money you can provide for the family. The sad truth about life is that men are only loved conditionally. And I know some people are going to be against the idea of this and they're going to come at me, but unfortunately, there's evidence all around us and we can't just ignore it.
Both clips said basically the same thing, that you need to work hard and become better. However, one is way more reasonable while the other is exaggerated and makes it hard to listen to. The last guy was calm, gave actual examples that made sense. The other one said the same core message, but only shamed you for being shit, yelling aggressively without providing any real value. This is the difference between someone genuinely trying to help people improve and someone performing toughness for the camera. The message might be similar, but delivery matters. You can motivate people to be better without constantly attacking and belittling them. The calm, reasonable approach actually gets people to listen and take action. The aggressive shaming approach just makes people defensive or feeds insecure guys who think being an asshole equals being alpha. One builds people up while pushing them forward, the other just tears them down while pretending it's motivation. Quick break. If you're enjoying the content, we now have memberships. For a small investment that helps the channel grow, you get custom emojis, loyalty badges, and priority replies if you want my take on something. For those who want to help shape the channel, join the steering committee and vote in exclusive polls on what content comes next. Check out the options below. Now back to the video.
What kind of full-grown adult deliberately, not on accident, deliberately eats sushi? I caught my brother ordering sushi to the house. What the fuck is wrong with people? There's no power in sushi. Now I say this to people and they go, what's your problem with sushi? I just told you, you little bitch, there's no power inside. You're eating food for power. There's no power in sushi. How do you know? Firstly, I am Andrew Tate, Lord of all beasts of the land and fishes in the sea. I know everything. What I say is gospel. So firstly, the fact I said it makes it true.
This is a Bugatti Pure Sport. There is only 60 of these in the world. So I'm one of 60 motherfuckers that own a car like this on the planet. So what does it cost? You gotta be a rare individual to even believe that that's something you should be doing in your fucking life. It costs everything. You have to build yourself to the highest level of confidence to say, yes, I'm the individual who deserves this type of lifestyle. And we're talking money-wise, this one was actually 5.5 million. But the whole point is everybody is so foolish when they say, I wouldn't spend money on that, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. I look at the individual and I say, bro, do you understand why I'm where I am and you are where you are? Because you wouldn't do what I would. You do what you do and you're there, motherfucker. I do what I do and I'm here, motherfucker. I really believe in abundance. I really believe there's endless money. So I spend it like there is and I don't give a fuck if I get it back. I have to be who I have to be to just be okay with myself that day. If I don't do everything I need to do that day to be who I want to be, I will tear myself up. Self-criticism's your best friend.
When he said, you wouldn't do what I do, I couldn't agree with that statement more. I'd rather be broke my whole life living a normal 9-to-5 with a family and friends who actually care about me, rather than defining myself by material things and only getting satisfaction from them. He is nowhere near where I want to be in my life. Always angry, no kids, just yelling and performing for the camera to show people how badass he is. That is not my goal, and it shouldn't be yours either. If you want supercars and jewelry, cool. Go for it. Work hard and get those things if they genuinely make you happy. But don't think you're better than others just because you have expensive stuff and they don't. Material possessions don't make you superior, they just make you richer. Real wealth is having people who love you, kids you can raise, peace of mind, and genuine happiness. If all you have is cars and chains, but you're constantly angry and performing toughness for strangers online, you're not winning. You're just rich and miserable. That's not success. That's just having money while missing the point of life entirely.
Take it from me, a billionaire with Paganis and Bugattis and Yescos and penthouses in the sky and homes all around the world and a yacht and a private jet. The second you have everything you want, you're going to want something else. So you might as well get used to enjoying wanting things. In fact, one of the saddest days is when you realize you have everything you want and you lose that one day I hope to have. That's actually a fantastic feeling. That one day I hope to have, if I save up, maybe one day I'll get the feeling that you have right now. You need to enjoy it. Don't be mad that you don't have what you want. Enjoy that feeling. Because once you have everything you want and you're sitting there with millions and millions and millions of dollars and there's nothing to buy, nothing excites you, you don't go to the mall, you don't want to go shopping, you don't want to look at links on the internet, you don't want to dream, all of it's done. You have everything, it's boring. Once that happens, you miss the days where you'd sit and go, man, if I save up, I can get that BMW. Or man, if I work really hard, I can get a Lamborghini. Or that $2 million watch, wow, that's life-changing for me. Once you have everything, then you sit around with all your money and you think, there's nothing to buy now but power. And that's why the rich people do what they do with politics, because there's not enough items on earth worth buying. So you just try and buy power and buy control over other people. And that's where people's minds get warped. That's where the bad things begin to happen. But if you're at home right now and you have a dream, which is some material item, a car, a house, retiring your mother, a holiday, a boat, whatever it is, if you have a dream, enjoy the dream. Because the second that you have everything you've dreamt of, you're going to want something else. And even worse, once you've completed that cycle enough times, you're not going to want anything at all. And you're going to miss the days that you sat around like you're sitting right now wanting stuff.
He ain't lying.
Look at this, y'all. Record him. Look, grown people, bro. How are you a grown man getting dressed, putting on a whole costume to go get some recycled kitty, bro? Like, how are y'all doing that, bro? Like, dude, how are you a grown man? Like, oh, yep, my parents are working a job they don't like, and you get what I'm saying, and I'm not where I need to be in life, but I'm gonna go put a costume on just to get some girls who are gonna go and smash another guy a day later. Like, bro, how do you feel content with yourself? I'm a millionaire at 19 and I still feel like there's nothing to party about. You dudes are putting on costumes, clown costumes. You are the clown, bro. Like, what are you doing? You're a grown man putting on clown costumes to, like, how are you doing that? Like, this is y'all's competition, bro.
While I also don't like clubbing and personally think it's a waste of time, driving around filming strangers and mocking them is also kind of crazy, isn't it? I couldn't care less about random people I don't know, going clubbing or not. If they like it, they can do it. Same way I don't like it, so I don't do it. Simple as that. But making fun of them like this shows you're actually kind of attached to what they're doing. If you truly didn't care, you wouldn't be spending your night driving around filming them and creating content about it. You'd just be doing whatever you actually enjoy instead, needing to put others down for having fun in ways you don't approve of. Let people live their lives. If clubbing isn't for you, cool. Go do something else.
Fun is hurrah. Whenever I see somebody goes, let's have some fun, I say, well, what shall we do? And I listen to their suggestions. It's always asinine. It's never let's build an empire. It's never let's resist enslavement. It's never let's make a bunch of money. It's never let's get another passport or another residency or set up another shell company or set up a trust. It's never let's read the law to make sure that we can defend ourselves in court. It's nothing that matters. It's let's go to a party and then they'll play music and then we'll dance. For hours! For fucking hours in your fucking life! Why? You don't need fun. You need purpose. You need a mission. You need something larger than yourself to live for.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Pull off in the fast car, put it outside, buy 50 bottles of champagne, pour them all on the floor, throw napkins. Yeah, spend 10,000 euro, go home. Stupid. It's the most stupid thing in the world.
What would you do if your arm got chopped off?
I would urinate on it. Definitely not panic and definitely not go to a hospital. And then I would just rub butter and honey on it and raw meat every single day. And eventually it would heal and maybe grow back. If you ever get in a bad accident or have huge cuts or even bone showing, you should never put alcohol in it. That's a complete myth. You should put butter, honey, raw meat. You'll wake up the next morning, it'll all be absorbed. You'll be like, where did the raw meat go? It just absorbs into the skin, and eventually that proteins and fats will help rebuild the skin, and you shouldn't even have a scar after a few years. But
wow, so no stitches.
Yeah, I have a friend that got in a huge motorcycle accident. He's on the diet. They tried to take him to the hospital. He said, "You," and he had literally had maggots living in his wound. Jeez. He was rubbing butter. He was in Costa Rica. Butter, honey, raw meat every day for about 3 weeks. The third week, I mean, there's pictures of it. He literally looked like completely healed. He had a little bit of pigmentation in the skin, but nothing. And it's because he didn't put alcohol on it and keep all the bacteria, which is there to help and heal you and fix your skin.
Shut your stupid ass up.
Who exactly are these men that need women for emotional support? My wife supports me. Are you a child? Alexander the Great didn't need praise from his wife, Roxana. And Caesar Augustus didn't thank his wife for support when he conquered Egypt. You're out here needing emotional diapers to chase your goals. You need female validation during your tough times. I don't need reassurance. I'm in the trenches. Only a child needs support from the bleachers.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI. If you can go to bed and you're not making 10 grand a month, you can't call yourself a man. If you are not making $10,000 a fucking month, there is no way in a fucking world you should be watching another man live his dream. If you sit your ass on that fucking TV and go watch LeBron James, who's a billionaire, live his dreams, but you're fucking broke, you will put on this planet, bro, to be subservient. But for my men who don't want to be that, go to your fucking checking account right now. Download a CSV of the last month. You can tell Google Sheet to separate expenses and income. If that motherfucking total at the bottom does not say $10,000, you better not go to fucking sleep tonight.
I asked ChatGPT for jobs that typically earn less than $10,000 a month. Teachers, nurses, firefighters, electricians, mechanics, police officers. Basically, all of them are important jobs that require real dedication, discipline, and honesty. If you work in any field and provide for your loved ones, you're more of a real man than any self-proclaimed alpha male on the internet talking tough shit. A firefighter making $50,000 a year who shows up for his family is infinitely more alpha than some Instagram guru screaming about how much money he makes. Masculinity isn't about your income or how many cars you own. It's about responsibility, showing up consistently, taking care of the people who depend on you, and doing honest work with integrity. A plumber who provides for his kids is doing more for the world than a fake guru selling courses to lonely men online. Those alpha male content creators love shaming people for only making $60,000 or $80,000 a year, but those people are actually contributing something real to society. They're not performing toughness for clicks. They're living it quietly by being reliable, responsible, and present for their families. That's what actually matters.
One day, the last person to ever remember you will fucking die too. And then what happens? It'll be like you never existed. And that is why life is impossible to win. You're born and then you die. Everything in between, like the money, the cars, the houses, none of it's really yours. Every car that I fucking own will one day be scrapped. Every possession will eventually belong to someone else. And even though I know this, I still wake up and my first thought is, how the fuck do I get richer? How do I get more views? How do I get more money? And I forget that I woke up with fucking legs. I forget that I've got food and I can breathe. But it takes one accident, one illness, one fucking headache, and suddenly nothing else matters. But when things are fine, I don't think about that. I just complain the same as everyone else. You need to remind yourself of death every single day, because when you realize that there's always someone that has it worse than you, all the petty shit stops bothering you and you're free.
William Scott is hitting us with some real perspective here. One day, the last person who remembers you will die, and it'll be like you never existed. That's true, but it's painted a little too dark. Because if you flip it, this reality actually gives you freedom. If nothing lasts forever and eventually none of this will matter, then you're free to go do the things you actually want to do. Take your shot at life. Chase your real goals, not the ones fake alphas tell you to chase. The outcome won't matter in 100 years anyway, so why not try? The problem William mentions, waking up thinking about getting richer instead of being grateful he can walk, breathe, eat, that's the trap we all fall into. We take the good moments for granted and only appreciate them after they're gone. So be thankful in the moment, not just in hindsight. When everything seems fine, that's exactly when you should pause and feel grateful, because fine is actually incredible. Most of human history, fine was a luxury. Keep that gratitude journal we talked about. 3 things daily: your health, the people who care, the opportunities you have. Write them down while you still have them. The truth is, you woke up today. That's the win. Everything else is bonus. Stop performing for strangers. Stop comparing yourself to rented Lamborghinis and made-up net worths. You have limited time. Spend it building something real with people who matter, not chasing validation from an audience that'll forget you exist. Acknowledge your fears, then do it anyway. You're going to die one day. Might as well live fully before that happens. Be grateful. Be present. Take your shot. That's real freedom. Take care out there.